KREW-22.
Starting online, several local school districts are starting their school virtually.
This is a huge deal for every single person involved.
Parents have mixed emotions about the decision. We spoke with one family who is getting through this with her 2 high school-age kids.
Wind and rain come into play today as a cold front passes over the region. We'll be talking about all of those factors as well as much cooler temperatures as we head toward the weekend.
Post not available. Twitter and Facebook take on President Trump, why both social media sites removed his post about the coronavirus.
Vaccine worries. COVID-19 vaccination has many people concerned. Now medical experts have a plan to fix that.
Up with KREM starts right now with Jen York, Joshua Robinson, Evan Narani, and Dana Marie McNichol.
Wow, incredible video. You may have seen this video on your social media feed. A bride in Beirut was taking wedding photos when the explosion went off in Beirut. She and her groom are okay. Around the world, countries are displaying the Lebanese flag, showing solidarity with Beirut after the deadly explosion. In Paris, the Eiffel Tower went dark to mourn the blast victims. The explosion was caused by an industrial chemical that's commonly used as fertilizer, though it does have some use as an explosive for mining as well. All right, thanks for being with us on Up with KREM. Dana Marie, that is just incredible video, and I know you've also seen some other videos on social media of the moment that explosion went off.
Yeah, I mean, since it happened, we've seen just a slew of videos online, first-hand accounts, but I mean, she was ready for her first look. You can see her groom right behind her, and we're going to hear from her in a little bit about this story, but truly heartbreaking for all those people that are now recovering from that devastation.
Absolutely. We'll have a little bit more on that coming up later in the show. But first, taking a live look outside, we've seen a lot of sunshine over the last week or so, but today there is some chance of some showers. So let's send things over to our weather expert in the Outdoor Weather Center. Good morning, Evan.
Good morning, Tim. Thanks for being with us this morning to everyone at home. It is a rainy start to the day. Outside overhead, thick clouds. We've got showers coming down as we speak. If you could see right now, the ground is just completely wet, and that is because over the last about 3 hours or so, we've just been tracking steady downpours of rain at times. It looks like things are pretty light over the Spokane area right now, but up north of us, there have been some indications of more moderate showers at times. Today is just going to be one of those days with those spotty showers in the mix. You can see how it's looked over the last couple hours, been mainly sporadic. Wind speeds have been pretty constant in the high single digits and low double digits. So we're at 10-mile-an-hour sustained speeds in Spokane right now, 3 in Coeur d'Alene and 9 in Ritzville. It's important to remember that fire danger is still pretty high even when we have rain coming through, and that's because if a fire were to start up in an area that rain hasn't come down in, well, then it can spread pretty rapidly. So we're still tracking quite a breeze coming through, showers coming down as we speak in Spokane. If you have not seen those showers, you may at times through the afternoon and even the evening. So take a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. Notice how those icons change all the way through the day. We've got showers possible all the way through about noon. We'll move toward mostly cloudy skies, maybe allow for those clouds to part a bit. Sustained wind speeds are going to be in the high single digits and low double digits. And that afternoon high temperature only going to make it to about 80 degrees. So it's going to be much cooler than what we would normally expect for this time of year and what we've seen recently. In just a few minutes, we'll talk about how those temperatures are going to be impacting your weekend and whether or not we'll still be seeing these gloomy skies out here and the showers that we've got right now. I'll send things back to you for now.
Evan, thank you. Well, here at KREM 2, we are committed to keeping you up to date with everything you need to know about back to school. Washington Governor Jay Inslee said it's unsafe for most students to return to the classrooms this fall. On Wednesday, he laid out his recommendations for school districts. He split school areas into 3 categories: high, moderate, and low risk. So the high category should consider remote learning and postponing or canceling extracurricular activities. He says moderate risk areas should be remote for middle and high schools, but in person for elementary students. Low risk could be a hybrid or do in-person learning.
The large majority of the communities that have made a decision one way or another have made decisions consistent with our recommendations.
Well, his recommendations are not mandatory again. It's based around a key metric we've been talking about for months. That's how many average cases there are per 100,000 residents in a county. The goal is 25 new cases or fewer. Well, several local districts decided to start the school year online, and parents are now working to figure all of this out. Nicole Hernandez is joining us with more on how parents are reacting to the decision.
Yeah, so Spokane Public Schools said earlier this week that they decided to move all of their schooling 100% online for this upcoming school year. Now, parents did get an email about that decision earlier this week, and it was met with some mixed reactions.
So I think there was some disappointment, but there was also some relief in just not having to navigate all the different challenges that would come with a socially distanced existence at school.
Now, mom of two, Jessica Jager, said she is immune compromised and working from home, so she was relieved that her family would be able to stay safe at home. But with her son going into his senior year of high school, they were sad that he won't get the last year he imagined.
This is a huge deal for every single person involved, whether it be a teacher or the family or the school district. There's just so many things to navigate, so we've tried to be really patient.
Even though they're trying to be patient, Jessica also mentioned that they still don't feel prepared for this upcoming school year. She said she feels that there's a lot of logistics that still need to be communicated, and also feels like everything is still up in the air a bit. Mainly, her family is hoping for more structure this year compared to the end of this past spring, and that is something the district is definitely working on. Jessica told me that even though she knows that this is a hard time for a lot of families here locally and around the entire country, that she herself feels lucky for her family because they've been able to spend this time together and grow closer. In Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
We want to make the most of the time you have with us this morning, so time for your morning rush. More news in less time. Silverwood Theme Park just announced its decision to cancel SCARYWOOD for the 2020 season. Even though there won't be any scares happening, the park will be open on weekends from September 12th through October 25th if weather permits. Park leaders say they are unable to operate while maintaining guidelines recommended by the CDC and the Panhandle Health District. The Spokane Regional Health District reporting more people in Spokane County are wearing masks and following guidelines. Spokane Regional Health Officer Dr. Bob Lutz says 93% of people are wearing face coverings while going into stores last weekend. However, he says we are not seeing a drop in cases.
I would say that we're maybe at this point, at least over the last week or two, we're no longer maybe seeing that rapid increase in cases. We're not on a downward trend yet. Before we get there, we actually have to see a plateau for a couple of weeks. So we are leveling off, but we've not leveled off as of yet.
Dr. Lutz says the county's incident rate has been going up like it has been, which is an encouraging sign. Lutz says wearing a mask is the best coronavirus protection we have. Just about every major Spokane event seems like it's getting canceled or postponed due to the coronavirus, and it has led to millions of dollars in revenue loss. Visit Spokane says about $125 million in revenue has been lost since the pandemic began. The biggest financial loss hasn't come from one event, but rather multiple events and conventions, which is about $41 million in itself. Visit Spokane says the hotel occupancy rate is also down 61% compared to this time last year. The most recent large event to get canceled is Spokane's Pig Out in the Park. Murder charges have been filed against the man who shot and killed a teen inside Seattle's Capitol Hill organized protest zone. The suspect, Marcel Levin Long, is still at large, and a warrant has been issued for his arrest. On June 20th, shots rang out inside CHOP, killing 19-year-old Lorenzo Anderson. When Long is found and arrested, his bail will be set at $2 million. That's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM.
All right, thank you so much, Tim. Taking a look at what's trending this morning. For the first time, Facebook deleted a post by President Trump. The social network said the post violated its policy against spreading misinformation about the coronavirus. Twitter took similar action, so first temporarily blocking the president's election account from tweeting, then the post altogether. The president retweeted it, but if you look at his page, this is what you'll see in front of you. So you click on the link, you get a black screen and a note saying this tweet violated Twitter's rules. So both posts and links to the video were deleted, in which the president said this.
If you look at children, children are almost, and I would almost say definitely, but almost immune from this disease.
Well, that's false. Children are less susceptible to the virus, but they can still get infected and spread it to others. The president made the comment when talking about getting kids back into the school this fall. He also claimed it will be safe enough by November 3rd for seniors to vote in person. And there's really no evidence to support that projection either. Now, while this is the first time Facebook pulled one of President Trump's posts from COVID-19 misinformation, it did remove his campaign post last month for using symbols used by Nazis. All right, 8:10 now this morning. Coming up, a photo of a massive crowd of protesters is getting a lot of buzz online for violating COVID-19 safety guidelines. But first, it's far from the truth. Our Verified team explains.
It's the Lazy Boy anniversary sale, and Lazy Boy is celebrating with buy one get one free recliners starting at just $6.99. Plus, get huge savings on sofas, love seats, sectionals, and more. The Lazy Boy anniversary sale.
Tired of the same old weekend routines? Come spend the day at Green Bluff. Over 35 local farms in a 12-mile radius. We make farm to table fun and easy. With a wide variety of fresh produce, craft beer, and wine, there's something here for everyone. Visit our website and call your local farmer today to plan your adventure. It's not just grocery shopping, it's fresh-picked fun. Green Bluff, just 15 minutes outside of Spokane. We're closer than you think.
Hi, I'm Brandon Spencer with my wife Tiffany and our son Ransom and my mother Leslie. Our family raises beef near Ritzville. Now through Labor Day, join Washington's beef community, United Against Hunger. Buy St. Helens beef at your local Rose Hours, and 10 cents from each pound goes to the Beef Counts program.
Washington's beef community has teamed up with Second Harvest since 2010 to provide beef protein to families in need. And Beef Counts is a proud supporter of Tom's Barbecue Forecast.
Buy beef and fight hunger.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like Emily lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds. Oh!
For those also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
It lowers the risk.
Oh?
And I only have to take it once a week.
Oh.
Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 1-month or 3-month prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic.
Welcome back to Up with KREM. Thank you so much for being with us on your Thursday morning. Well, a photo showing a massive crowd of protesters is now making the rounds online. People are claiming the protests are against COVID restrictions. Well, we had our Evan Klosky break down what you need to know.
Misinformation about the pandemic is all over social media. And that's why the Verify team is here, to separate what's real from what's not and put it all in context. Some people online are sharing this photo and saying it shows anywhere from 17,000 to 1.3 million people protesting against current COVID-19 restrictions in Berlin. So let's verify. Does this photo show recent coronavirus protests in Berlin? Our researchers started by looking at comments on posts and tweets online. In several comments, people were claiming that the photo was taken actually at an event in Zurich, Switzerland called Street Parade. Lo and behold, when our researchers went to the parade's official website, we found the same exact photo. The Street Parade media team told our researchers that the photo was actually taken in August of 2018, long before the pandemic. So we can verify, no, this photo going around is from a parade 2 years ago in Zurich, Switzerland, not a COVID-19 protest in Berlin, Germany. With your Verify, this is Evan Kozlov.
All right, Evan, thank you very much. Clock is just now hitting 8:15 on the dot, and we are tracking a pretty busy start to the morning weather-wise. We're seeing winds out there, wind speeds in the 15 to 20 mile per hour range. We're also seeing plenty of showers. If you walked out the door, maybe you forgot the jacket, bring it with you as you step out the door, bring an umbrella. We're seeing those scattered showers pass through mainly the northeast corner of Washington, and that will continue for the next several hours, likely through the end of the day. Watches, warnings, and advisories look like this. Pretty minimal right now, so not too busy of a scene. A wind advisory in effect from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. across the Columbia Gorge. This is mainly the Kittitas Valley where wind speeds are going to be really picking up. On those valley floors, we can tend to see wind speeds much higher than everywhere else, and that's why around the Kittitas Valley we have that wind advisory in effect, but everywhere across the board it's going to be breezy out there today. Let's take a look at what we have as far as satellite radar imagery goes. Here's Spokane and Spokane County in general. Still watching these showers push through from a south to north direction. And that's going to continue for the next several hours like we talked about. Mainly affecting areas up north where we're seeing more moderate to heavy downpours of rain at times. So today is going to just be one of those days, one of those transitionary days as this cold front passes through. It's going to affect us with rain, wind, and then the lasting impact is going to be temperature-wise, where we've got 80s for today, low 80s if that, and then 70s for tomorrow. Let's take a look at your wind gusts, where we've got your gusts moving up to the 20 mile per hour range as the day goes on. We just wrapped up with about 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts and are probably going to stay in the teens for most of the rest of the day, and then jump back up to the 20 mile per hour range into tomorrow. Want to walk you through Future Tracker, where we see even around 1:30, 2 p.m. showers are going to be consistent in that very spotty format. And then off on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see this next system pushing in our direction. Could bring us a couple more waves of moisture. A lot of this coming just in the form of drizzle. So a very light drizzle out there, nothing too impactful, but something to consider when over the last several weeks we've been hanging out with mainly dry conditions. Dry conditions, though, do return for your Friday, looking beautiful with sunny skies for Friday. A couple clouds do drift in with maybe some northern mountain showers for Saturday. Here are your highs for today: 70s and 80s across the board. 78 this afternoon in Coeur d'Alene, 81 for Spokane, and 84 in Moses Lake. We'll leave you with a look at that 7-day forecast that shows a return to some warmer temperatures by early next week.
Love Local, proudly sponsored by STCU.
It was a code 10, hard water again. Worst part is Claire was unaware. Ah.
Hey, Culligan, our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
Okay, are you 90?
I'm not.
Okay, secondly, how do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
And thirdly, how do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
Goodly. I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water. Stay soft, right?
You stay soft.
Good water doesn't just come to you. Oh, wait. In this case, yes, it...
When should you wear a mask? For almost everyone, it's every time you go out. Like for coffee, when you ride the bus, or head out to care for your parents. When you go to work, spend the afternoon at the park, or pick up some dinner on your way home. Whatever you do, wearing a mask is essential because it works to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And it helps to keep Washington open. So, mask up, Washington.
This upcoming school year, there's a lot to think about. There's so much uncertainty. And you're worried about the quality of your child's education. You want to keep him safe and make sure his teachers are experienced with online learning. You're not alone. iSucceed Virtual High School can help. Online learning may seem new, but iSucceed has been educating high school students online for over 10 years, fully accredited and tuition-free.
Right now is the best time to buy an RV, and the best place is Click It RV.
I drive a Click It RV.
Right now, Click It RV has summer discounts that will bring you unbeatable savings on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, Class A or C motorhomes, both new and used, and more. Get the best deals and the lowest financing and the lowest price guarantee.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
So don't miss the summer sale.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you gonna be mad, bro? You probably already are.
And Click It RV has another new location in Moses Lake with sales, parts, and service.
Fairlife makes the most of milk. It's ultra filtered for 50% less sugar and 50% more protein. So make the most of any occasion with Fairlife ultra filtered milk.
You're watching Up with KREM.
Good morning and thank you so much for being with us. Now, of course, we know COVID has brought so many things to a halt in our lives, including weddings. However, there are ways to plan around it. Our sister station in Dallas explains so you don't have to face any of those cancellation fees.
For about 13
Meet Chris Land and Kaylee Perry.
We were fishing when he proposed, so they are not my best look.
Lucky for us, we have their engagement photos to look at while hearing the story of their wedding planning woes.
So we decided on June 14th was our original date.
They booked last year with a Fort Worth venue, but after Perry's parents had COVID in March, they postponed to October.
Our reception venue had a $1,000 change date fee in addition to all of our money that had already been invested.
In April, she lost her job, and as cases climbed, the couple knew October wouldn't work either. They say the venue gave them just days to pick from a small number of dates and wanted to charge another change fee.
We weren't going to be forced into having our wedding when they were available.
We take like 4 weddings a day.
Hunter Orcutt knows that stress.
It's been a lot more work with a lot less weddings.
She's a Dallas-based wedding planner, so we asked her advice for couples who may have to delay. First, don't cancel too early.
I would say wait. I say wait till about 6 to 8 weeks prior.
Make vendors hear your voice.
Don't send them an email, call them and say, hey, this is what we're thinking.
And if you're looking at 2021, build in a backup plan.
Say, okay, if COVID is still a thing, what are you going to do as a business and can I get it in writing?
Land and Perry wish they had that option. Instead, they're walking away from the money lost and having a small ceremony on their terms.
So we can move on.
Yeah.
In Dallas, I'm Marisa Vedra.
Thank you so much, Marisa. Well, looking ahead on Up with KREM, schools around the country are starting school this week. Here in the Inland Northwest, schools have just released their fall plans. We want to know what you think would make classrooms safest. Head to the KREM 2 app to vote now. Those results next, and they're pretty surprising.
Professional golfers rarely come out of the Northwest. Yet Clarkston's Joel Dahman is playing in his 4th major PGA tournament this weekend. KREM 2 talks with Joel about his roots in Clarkston and how his dad's decision to move the family there when Joel was young changed everything.
He sacrificed a lot, and he saw this, so I love you, Dad.
Watch Sunday on KREM 2 News at 6, right after the PGA Championship.
Hey, you're on fire today.
Let's end on that one.
How's your knee?
Good, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after the surgery?
Yeah, but I talked to my doctor and we decided against using opioids for now.
I can understand that. I heard somewhere that 75% of opioid misuse starts with someone taking pills that weren't prescribed for them.
Boy, really makes you think, huh?
We started putting our meds in a locking cabinet.
Good plan.
Take the next step. Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids and lock up your medications.
Orchard Crest Retirement and Assisted Living is Spokane Valley's exceptional living community. Our residents choose Orchard Crest because of our amenities, our lifestyle, and most importantly, the quality of life you and your family deserve. Exercise sessions, swimming activities, socials, walking groups, and an on-site salon are just the beginning. With more than 150 monthly activities, Orchard Crest Retirement and Assisted Living is your life, your home. Call us today to schedule a tour.
Leaky pipes? Clogged drain? No hot water? At Raptor Rooter and Plumbing, we know there's more essential business happening in your home now than ever before. We've implemented a no-contact process because we understand the safety of your family and sanitation of your home is critical. Call Raptor Rooter and Plumbing today at 509-230-2369 and receive $30 off any drain cleaning service. Raptor Rooter and Plumbing. We make your leaks become extinct.
Spokane Tribe Casino is happy to be open once again. We know you're ready to get out and have a little fun, and all your favorite casino action is here and waiting for you. We've taken extra precautions to ensure every area of the casino is clean and sanitized. And you'll notice, we've implemented new measures to ensure your safety. So when you're ready, come back for your favorite games, meals, and fun times. We're ready to serve you. Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Welcome back to Up with KREM. Happy Thursday. Happening today, the Coeur d'Alene Fire and Police Department are teaming up to give away about 4,000 masks. Volunteers will hand out surgical masks from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Lake City High School. And here's a map of that drive-through location for you. Those interested in picking up a free mask should enter the north parking lot near the football field of Hanley Avenue. And also happening today, Governor Brad Little will host a press conference to talk about Stage 4 of Idaho rebounds and safety reopening schools. It will be streamed online and starts at 11 o'clock this morning. This comes after the governor announced that he expects to call a special session for Idaho legislators. Little said the special session could include the November general election and a liability reform during emergencies. Now more details are expected to be announced next week. Trending this morning, most schools in our area are making back-to-school plans for the week after Labor Day, but schools around the country are actually starting this week. So President Trump said that he believes it's safe for schools to reopen. The president also said the virus would go away on its own, while Facebook later deleted the link to Trump's comments, saying that they violated its policy on coronavirus misinformation. So this morning, we want you to join a conversation many people are having online and maybe at the breakfast table this morning. We want to know what you think would make classrooms safer this year. 30% are saying requiring masks would do that, but a big percentage of you, the winning percentage, 56%, are saying nothing would do anything to make classrooms safer. So we appreciate those who have weighed in this morning. You still have some time to do that, so let us know what you think. And in case you missed it, Silverwood Theme Park just announced its decision to cancel SCARYWOOD for the 2020 season. Even though there won't be any scares happening, the park will be open on weekends from September 12th through October 25th, and that's if the weather permits it. And Evan, right now the weather wouldn't permit it. It's going to be kind of rainy, and we're going to have some thunderstorms, something that we're not used to.
Yeah, a little bit different than what we've seen over the last several weeks, with cooler temperatures, showers, breezy conditions out there, all of the above for our Thursday. The good news is that changes are going to be coming about by the time we head into your Friday. We're back to sunny skies, but temperatures are going to be notably cooler. Notice your Friday afternoon, 77 degrees is that afternoon high, so probably will feel like a little reprieve from what we've been seeing. So expect cooler temperatures, maybe give the AC a little bit of a break today and tomorrow before we start to see those temperatures rebound into the beginning of next week. Your weekend forecast showing partly cloudy conditions with low and mid 80-degree temperatures. You can find this forecast on our website. It's krem.com/weather. We'll take a break and see you over on the CW22.
The sun and high heat can fry your car's paint job. But Maaco can make it look like it never happened. Act now with our paint sales starting at $5.99. Uh-oh, better get Maaco.
Wildfire season is here and we may be affected by smoke. Protect your health by being prepared. 1. Check current air quality and fire activity online and plan accordingly. 2. When it's smoky, limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3. Keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters more often and set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. For the latest information about wildfires and air quality, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
Buying tires? Let the experts at Perfection Tire recommend the right tire for you.
Ride, performance, quality, and value determine your driving satisfaction.
Perfection has a large selection of Cooper tires plus many other quality brands to fit your budget.
At Perfection Tire, local store owners work directly with customers to ensure exceptional service.
And with complete automotive service, our certified techs can handle all of your maintenance and repairs.
Nobody beats Perfection.
It's the 610 woke up like this migraine medicine. It's called Ubrelvy. The migraine medicine for anytime, anywhere migraine strikes without worrying if it's too late or where you happen to be. One dose of Ubrelvy can quickly stop a migraine in its tracks within 2 hours. Many had pain relief in 1 hour. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Few people had side effects. Most common were nausea and tiredness. Ask about Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
The sun and high heat can fry your car's paint job. But Maaco can make it look like it never happened. Act now with our paint sales starting at $5.99. Uh-oh, better get Mako.
Some schools are back in session with students in crowded hallways in hotspots around the country.
And taking a live look outside, we've seen showers all throughout our Thursday morning. We're also talking about a breeze coming through. We'll have details coming up.
Only half of Americans plan to get a COVID-19 vaccine once it's available. Coming up, a medical expert shares her thoughts on the importance of a successful vaccination program.
Up with KREM begins now.
8:30 on your Thursday morning. Thank you so much for being with us here on Up with KREM. Well, it's back to school for some students around the country. This morning, we want to hear from parents. How are you feeling as schools around the Northwest approach the start of fall? You can text us at 509-448-2000. You can see your comments here featured on Up with KREM. And thank you so much for those who have already weighed in this morning. We've gotten a lot of responses, parents saying, hey, online has been a struggle. What if we can even go in maybe once a week, collect those worksheets, workbooks, something to have those kids get their hands on. Tim, I couldn't even imagine being a student in this era.
Yeah, it's a very different time. And, you know, we talked about the technology problems. You know, a lot of parents weighing in saying that they had so many issues in the spring, but school districts assuring us that they are going to have much more training for parents and their staff to kind of ease some of those problems. So we're gonna definitely keep an eye on those and ask those questions on your behalf.
Exactly, and we'll keep following that as well. But for right now, we're going to take a live look outside. We've definitely seen some sunshine over the week, but today there's some chance of showers. So let's send things over to Evan Narani. Hi, Evan. Good morning.
Good morning, Dana Marie. Yeah, it is a pretty wet start to the day. You can see from that live look out around downtown. Roads are wet. We're definitely seeing some limited visibility in some spots with cloud cover, and that is thanks to a cold front that's passing through. Thanks for joining us, by the way, for our Thursday morning. It's just about 8:31 right now. We're seeing these showers sort of taper off around parts of central Washington and south of I-90, although there are going to be several additional waves to come, and you can already see how one of those waves is just building on the west side of the state, and that's going to be moving in our direction. So we'll see that move towards us over the next several hours. We're also seeing the bulk of moisture take place just along state line, where you can see right around Pullman, Lewiston. We're seeing a lot of activity right now. Wind speeds are also pretty breezy out there, down around the Palouse, 15-mile-an-hour sustained speeds in Pullman, 10 in Pomeroy and in Spokane, 7 in Moses Lake, and 12 in Wenatchee. So a breezy start to the day. That is, of course, thanks to this cold front that's just continuing to push some colder air in our direction, and we'll see that temperature-wise. 80 degrees is that forecast high for this afternoon. We're going to stay in the 70s through most of the day, though, and then cool down very quickly, back down to the 50s overnight. So keep in mind, it is going to be a cold night. It already is a little chilly outside. You likely do want to bring a light jacket at least as you head out for your morning commute. In just a few minutes, we'll talk about how these temperatures are going to stay pretty chilly for the next couple days, and then we'll see that slow and steady climb back to the upper 80s as we go into the beginning of next week. Let's look outside, see how things are on the roads. It doesn't look like we're seeing any major impacts associated with this rain event, so you should be able to head out at your normal speed, but if you do see limited visibility, maybe slow it down just a bit. Tim?
All right, Evan, thank you. We want to make the most of the time you have with us, so here are 3 things to note today. Wall Street is hopeful that Congress will soon reach a new deal on a new coronavirus relief bill. The Senate is delaying its recess next week and hopes legislation is ready. If Democrats and Republicans fail to find common ground, President Trump says he is considering executive action to extend the now expired federal moratorium on evictions. Number 2, United Airlines is tightening its mask policy. Beginning tomorrow, the air carrier is banning the use of face coverings that have any kind of opening or vent in the area that covers the nose or mouth. If a passenger arrives without a mask that abides by its guidelines, United will offer a disposable one. Number 3, another drug maker reaches a deal with the U.S. government to deliver a coronavirus vaccine. Johnson & Johnson says it will create and deliver 100 million doses of its vaccine under development in a $1 billion deal. Well, drug makers have been racing to come up with a vaccine for the coronavirus. However, only half of Americans plan to get a COVID-19 vaccine once it's available. According to a JAMA Network medical journal, our sister station in Washington, D.C. explains how medical experts hope to change that number.
Many experts agree one of the best ways to fight COVID-19 will be with a vaccine. But for now, the virus is still rapidly spreading throughout the country and has claimed more than 156,000 lives.
And so really at this point, we're no further along than we were at the beginning.
But the public isn't convinced. The latest poll by the AP Nork Center finds that only half of Americans are willing to get a COVID-19 vaccine when it becomes available. An overwhelming majority say they're scared of potential side effects or catching the virus from the vaccine. But pediatrician Dr. Linda Fu at Children's National Hospital wants people to understand this.
The process for making vaccines, even though is moving faster in terms of manufacturing, all the steps of testing the safety and efficacy are still being done. The trials are being done in thousands of people.
Dr. Fu is one of a few medical experts behind new research in the JAMA Network Medical Journal that offers guidelines for planning a successful vaccination program to ensure readiness of the public and health community.
So often we focus on getting the solution, getting the vaccine. But of course, the vaccine is not effective unless it's actually going into people's arms.
She says a big part of the process should involve educational campaigns about rigorous testing and the vaccine approval process, stepping stones to building trust in a vaccine before it's available.
The more numbers of us who can get the vaccine, the more we can protect all of us.
JAMA says that if more than 10% of people refuse a vaccine, it could seriously impact our road to recovery.
We have to reduce the number of people who are susceptible to getting the virus in order to protect everyone, including those who, may not be able to get the vaccine because they're immunocompromised.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now we're looking at what's trending. Most schools in our area are making back to school plans for the week after Labor Day, but schools around the country are starting this week. We want to know what you think would make classrooms feel safer. Head to the KREM 2 app to vote right now. Results are in. 57% of you this morning are saying nothing that can be done, where 31% are saying requiring masks is something that could help. 7% are saying hybrid schedule, so there are a couple of different options there, but again, that leading percentage that has really stayed at above 50% all morning long is nothing. So we're looking at what's going around the country. Now in Georgia, just 2 days into the school year, a teacher and 20 students had to be quarantined after a second grader tested positive. Then over in the Mississippi School District, 6 students have tested positive, which led to 116 students and staff being quarantined. And then at the nation's third largest school district, that's in Chicago, they announced it's more than 350,000 students will begin the school year online. Now this week, President Trump said again that he believes it's safe for schools to reopen. The president also said the virus would one day just go away on its own. Now Facebook later deleted a link to Trump's comments, saying they violated its policy on coronavirus information. We'll take a look at these photos. They show students packed inside a hallway in Florida, no social distancing going on there, and that's where masks are optional. So parents right now are having a conversation around the country debating whether or not it's even worth it to send their kids back. Now most districts in our area are planning options for parents who want to keep their kids at home this fall. So this morning we want you to join the conversation, one that so many people are having online, maybe even at the breakfast table. What do you think would make classrooms safer? Head to the KREM 2 app to vote right now. 58% this morning are saying nothing can even help. So of course this is a developing story, Tim. We've seen this posted on social media. I mean, a GIF on Facebook with someone in a bubble. That was the way you can make and help keep kids safe. So I know administrators and the school districts are doing the best to help keep everybody safe.
Right, and I think one thing is that there can't be a blanket rule because I think everyone has a different circumstance. Some people have immune compromise or a family member that might be at risk, so everyone kind of has a different unique situation.
And you're seeing that they're right in the poll. I mean, 30% are saying requiring masks, 59% saying nothing. So we do really appreciate all of you who have let us know what you think this morning.
Yeah, Dana Marie, thank you, and keep weighing in all morning long. We'll share your results a little bit later in the show. Well, rent is now past due, and it's the first of the month without the extra unemployment benefits. So what do you do if you can't pay? Let's break down your options.
What to do if you can't pay rent? A federal ban on evictions designed to help people struggling with pandemic-related unemployment recently expired. Here's what to do if you can't pay rent. First, talk to your landlord about negotiating a payment plan. If you live in a federally subsidized home and you've lost some or all of your income, you may qualify for a rent reduction. Also, if your landlord's mortgage is backed by the federal government, you may have more time to pay rent. Be honest about your situation and carefully document communication with your landlord. If you can't come to an agreement or aren't able to keep up with a payment plan, your state or city may have assistance available. Here are some resources that can help. Legal FAQ lists rental rights in your area and has letter templates to send to your landlord. The National Low Income Housing Coalition has compiled a document with assistance programs in each state. And if you live in a federally assisted home, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development can put you in touch with a housing counselor. Local charities may also be able to help with emergency housing, food, or other immediate needs.
Coming up, how some parents are getting creative from learning pods to support one another during the pandemic.
I know people love the dish remote. It's great. So why build in the Google Assistant? I mean, who really needs a TV remote that can turn the thermostat up,
change temperature to 72,
the lights down,
dim the lights,
and still access their DVR? Actually, some people could absolutely use a remote like that.
The new Dish voice remote. Dish, tuned in to you.
Unlike some distant mail-order factory, at Medicine Man, we provide a more personal connection. It's important that our patients understand the prescription directions and any side effects. We'll answer all your questions.
At Medicine Man, we care about you and your health.
I'm Brian Harsin, head football coach of the Boise State Broncos.
I'm Paul Petrino, head football coach, University of Idaho.
I'm Rob Fennessy, coach of your Idaho State Bengals.
We all want to get back to doing the things we love, like Vandal sports.
Watching Bengal athletics.
Playing and watching Bronco football on the blue.
You can help us stay in the game by staying home if you're sick.
Maintaining 6 foot of physical distance.
And wearing a cloth face covering when appropriate.
We're one team and we can tackle this together.
We are One Idaho.
Go to one.idaho.gov
and take the One Idaho pledge.
BEIRUT's Summer of Savings continues with everything our members need to keep their cars running great. We want to help you save money by getting you everything you need to change your car's oil. From mobile Delvac diesel oil for your trucks and rigs, to synthetic Mobil 1 oil for your cars and vans, and the tools you need to make it all happen, BEIRUT has it all. Find out more by visiting BEIRUT.com and looking for our digital flyers. It's a summer of savings going on now through August 11th at your Rathdrum BEIRUT store.
It'll still be fresh.
Well, disinfecting wipes and sprays have been tough to find these past few months, so let's connect the dots on why there's an ongoing shortage.
It's become a must-have product during this global pandemic, disinfectant wipes. But at least one manufacturer is warning they won't be fully restocked until next year. Let's connect the dots. While toilet paper has thankfully returned to store shelves, some other products remain hard to find, and that includes disinfectant wipes. Now, the head of Clorox has told Reuters they don't expect its popular wipes to be back on store shelves in force until 2021. While part of the problem is the overwhelming demand, the industry is running into supply chain issues too. According to the 7th generation, which also makes popular disinfectant wipes, the issue is raw materials. And the raw materials used for wipes are the same ones used for personal protection equipment. That includes things like masks, medical gowns, and medical wipes. That doesn't mean you can't still disinfect. Other products like disinfectant sprays and soaps are still widely available according to manufacturers, and they are planning on keeping up increased output even after there is a vaccine, predicting that cleaning will be part of our new normal.
All right, let's switch gears now and take a look at what we've got as far as your forecast goes. It's a wet start to the day. We're also seeing breezy winds out there and some cooler temperatures too. So a lot going on to kick off your Thursday morning as we near the weekend, closer and closer. As far as watches and warnings go, we do have a wind advisory in effect. Actually takes effect at 11 a.m. So a couple hours on that before we see it in effect, and then extended through 11 p.m. This is for about the Columbia River Gorge, where around the Kittitas Valley, we're expecting the wind to be at its highest. That's where we see highest wind speeds, but really across eastern Washington and North Idaho, we're going to be seeing breezy winds. Doesn't exactly matter where you are. There's no spot on the map that's going to be completely spared from at least a breeze, but some spots, especially through central Washington, it will just be windy this afternoon. Satellite radar is showing a little bit of a closer look around the Spokane area. Some spotty showers as we speak. Pushing farther north from here, we're going to continue to see this activity and even some more moderate activity around the North Idaho Panhandle. We had a viewer right in Moses Lake saying they were seeing some of those darker storm clouds move in. And so you got to just kind of be aware of the tendency for our weather to shift very quickly at times, right? We go from partly cloudy conditions to a quick, drizzle of rain to breezy winds. It can all happen over the course of the day today, and those wind speeds are only going to pick up. Earlier this morning, we were seeing about 30-mile-per-hour gusts. Those have luckily calmed down. Probably will stay pretty calm for the next several hours before we move back into the 20-mile-per-hour range by the time we get to 7 p.m. So let's take a look at Future Tracker, see how this plays out for us. By the time we get to 2 p.m., we could already start to see some thunderstorm development. That's where we see yellow and orange on the screen up around state line between about Colville and Bonners Ferry area. Up around Okanagan County, same situation, yellow and orange indicating thunderstorm development. And not much taking place in Spokane, but we could see those showers quickly pass through, and we are not ruling out the shot at some thunderstorms even in Spokane County. High temperatures for this afternoon are going to stay pretty cool compared to what we've been seeing. No 90s, no triple digits on here. Instead, strictly 70s and 80s. 75 for this afternoon in Sandpoint, 76 in Coeur d'Alene, 83 for Moses Lake this afternoon, and 77 for Wenatchee. These temperatures are below average for this time of year. Average would be about mid and upper 80s, so we're going to be a little bit chillier than normal, and we're going to hang on to that tomorrow too with upper 70s in the forecast as your highs. Notice that overnight low from tonight into tomorrow, 51 degrees. Going to be cold out there. Give that AC a break for the next couple days before those temperatures slowly start to warm back up into the upper 80s and low 90s by the time we get to the beginning of next week. We'll take a break and be back with more Up with KREM. It's here on the CW22.
Right now, find hot August deals throughout our showroom. For example, all in-stock accessories like pictures, lamps, mirrors, and rugs have been deeply discounted. Spruce up your home and save big. Plus, from any collection, including Stickley, choose your favorite piece and receive a special discount. Imagine all bedroom, living, or dining and save big on one piece. Stop by Ennis of Spokane for the lowest prices of the year.
Ennis Fine Furniture.
For over 80 years, Pape Machinery has supported the families of the West with the right John Deere equipment to turn their land into their ideal home. This summer, you can take home a new John Deere compact utility tractor for 0 down and 0% financing for 84 months and backed by Pape's legendary 10-year warranty. With 23 locations throughout the West, Pape Machinery is open and ready to support you. Learn more at papemachinery.com.
Are you new to Medicare or not satisfied with your current Medicare coverage? Get the right care for right now by switching to a Kaiser Permanente Medicare Advantage HMO health plan, Washington's only 5 out of 5-star rated Medicare health plan for 2020. You can get same-day access to care from home without copays. Get care online by email, 24/7 live online chat, or through a video appointment with a local doctor. Get care with a phone appointment or our 24/7 advice nurse line. Get care in person from Kaiser Permanente doctors at local medical offices. And get prescriptions by mail with free delivery, often in 1 to 2 days. There's $0 monthly premium, $0 yearly medical deductible, and a yearly limit on out-of-pocket expenses. Plus, our 5-star rating lets you switch plans today and become a member as soon as next month. Call 1-877-390-1505 to switch to Washington's only 5-star rated plan. Or request a free Kaiser Permanente Medicare Health Plan Information Kit.
Face coverings help stop the spread of COVID-19, whether we have it or not. So let's talk about face coverings, or masks. A good mask covers your nose and mouth, stays on your face, and doesn't have holes or tears. Have enough masks on hand to get you and your family through the week. Just remember to wear a clean mask or cloth face covering every day. And throw away disposable masks after every use. Masks are required for most people. Mask up to open up, Washington. Visit coronavirus.wa.gov/masks.
You're watching Up with KREM.
The upcoming school year will look very different, with a greater emphasis on virtual learning more than ever before. Our sister station in Washington, D.C. shows us an online trend to help parents and children learn during the pandemic.
Champ Mitchell. And I'm Laura Bayless. I have 2 teenage sons, one in 7th grade, one in 10th grade.
I have 2 beautiful children. Lucas is 6 years old and Gabriel is 9 years old.
And I am also an entrepreneur. And I am also a teacher.
It's an idea which started only 2 weeks ago.
How to provide my kids with a more face-to-face interaction with other kids.
An idea to start a learning pod and connect families across the community who may have similar needs.
As a community, let's come together and let's fill the gaps. And let's try to solve the needs with the resources that we have.
They call themselves the Northern Virginia Dolphin Pods, a name inspired by their own children.
Dolphins share childcare. They alert each other to possible concerns in their environment. They move together. It's literally exactly what we're trying to do right now.
Some volunteers even offering to help translate the site into different languages so that all families feel included.
They're thinking about other families. They're thinking about people, students and parents that are in different situations than they themselves are.
Of course, safety is also a main priority, and it's one of the main questions when parents fill out the questionnaire.
You will find families that are looking just to form pods that are outside, but then you also have families that are more cautious and they're just looking for a virtual experience.
We're not trying to make a value judgment about whether this is safe or this isn't safe. We're just trying to give people the quick skim on a web interface to say, ooh, this family looks like they would be a good match for me in terms of how they're handling their approach to COVID safety.
Families stepping up and supporting each other during this unfamiliar time.
Hi, I'm Tom Sherry, and I'm cooking up this weekend's barbecue forecast. Every Thursday, I share ideas of what you can grill and the best day to do it.
Washington's beef community is proud to support Tom's Barbecue Forecast, tonight at 5 and 6 on KREM 2 News.
Tired of the same old weekend routines? Come spend the day at Green Bluff. Over 35 local farms in a 12-mile radius. We make farm-to-table fun and easy. With a wide variety of fresh produce, craft beer, and wine, there's something here for everyone. Visit our website and call your local farmer today to plan your adventure. It's not just grocery shopping, it's fresh-picked fun. Green Bluff, just 15 minutes outside of Spokane. We're closer than you think.
It's our Back to Business sale at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Spokane.
We're back in business.
Back to business.
We're back in business.
We're here to provide you with a great buying experience. We adhere to CDC guidelines and continue safe distancing. Check us out online at lithiajeepspokane.com or call us for a test drive, trade-in, or to buy a vehicle. We also have great delivery options. Take a short drive to the Newport Highway or shop lithiajeepspokane.com. We're back in business.
My mom hired a bath fitter to make me a new bath. My friend Jimmy said that when he got a new bath, it took forever. Jimmy didn't have to take a bath for a month. I didn't even get to miss one bath. It's just not fair.
Bath Fitter will remodel your bath in as little as 1 day. We've got over 2 million satisfied customers and 35 years experience. Call now or visit bathfitter.com for a free in-home consultation.
Hello, my fellow Washingtonians. This is Jim Mattis, and I'm here to talk about that nasty virus, COVID. Make sure we're wearing the face mask, we keep the social distancing, and let's not go out any more than we have to. So over the course of my career, I've learned that divisiveness will never work in defeating an enemy. We got to all pull together. We can get through this if we're united, and we're going to win. So let's stick together, Washington, and keep up the good fight until we're on top of this. Thank you.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor does it all. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
Stop by these local dealers for all your Kubota sales and service needs.
Well, here at KREM 2, we are committed to keeping you up to date with everything you need to know about back to school. Washington Governor Jay Inslee said it's unsafe for most students to return to classrooms this fall. Yesterday, he laid out his recommendations for school districts. He split school areas into 3 categories: high, moderate, and low risk. High should consider remote learning and postponing or canceling extracurricular activities. He says moderate risk areas should be remote for middle and high schools, but in person for elementary students. Low risk could be a hybrid or do in-person learning. Inslee's recommendations are not mandatory. Happening today, Governor Brad Little will host a press conference today to talk about Stage 4 of Idaho rebounds and safely reopening schools. It will be streamed online and starts at 11 o'clock this morning. This comes after the governor announced that he expects to call a special session for Idaho legislators. Little said special sessions could include the November election and liability reform during emergencies. More details are expected to be announced next week. Well, most schools in our area are making back to school plans for the week after Labor Day, but schools around the country are starting school this week. This week, President Trump again said he believes that it's safe for schools to reopen. The president also said that the virus would one day go away on its own. Facebook later deleted a link to Trump's comments, saying they violated its policy on coronavirus misinformation. This morning, we want you to join the conversation. We want to know, what do you think would make classrooms safest? Head to the KREM 2 app to vote now. And right now, it looks like 59% of people are saying nothing. Meanwhile, in second place, 29% say requiring masks. Now we want to turn things to Evan Narani for a final look at the forecast.
All right, good morning. Thank you very much, Tim. Yeah, we are seeing quite a change today in terms of showers, windy conditions, and cooler temperatures. Those showers are going to continue through most of the day, could even continue through your evening commute. Cooler temperatures in the upper 70s for your Friday before we start to warm up toward the beginning of next week. That'll do it for us here on the CW22. We hope to see you over on KREM 2 News at noon. Have a great morning.
Thanks for watching Up with KREM.
Off because he got a dog. Yeah. I know. It's a brindle. Yeah. 4 hours. Down. I'm going to be doing 4.5 hours and then an hour-long 11 a.m. and a half-hour noon. Yep.
They love working their people.
I'll be live for 6 of my 8-hour shift. Yeah. 4:30 a.m. to 9, 11 to noon, noon to 12:30. And then I'm done at 12:30. So it'll be the